Hi guys, how's it going? My name's Mona. I really like books. Now, if you've seen the few videos I've posted so far on this channel, you'll notice that I'm more into the horror, maybe fantasy realm or book preferences. But starting from next year, from 2024, I want to challenge myself. Meaning, I want to read sci-fi. I've been told by a lot of friends who read sci-fi that I would love it. I have to admit, I did try. I did try with the biggest one here to read it a few times, but I think the ones I did manage to read, The Martian by Andy Weir, I'm not sure if that's sci-fi, but for me it was. And let me see, what else? I think that's pretty much it in terms of sci-fi. I saw a lot of movies, but haven't read that much. I don't know if I have no mouth, but I must scream. I don't know if that counts, that short story. But anyhow, as you can see, I'm very out of it. I'm unfamiliar with it. But I have here some books that are in my library that I have not read, but I really want to. And I want to make it my mission to read them next year. So, without further ado, let me show you my sci-fi book haul, and you can tell me in the comments if I made the right choice or not. We'll see. Or if you have better recommendations for me, thank you. I appreciate that already. Okay, the first one we'll start with, it's Kim Stanley Robinson, the Red Mars trilogy. I think it's a trilogy, I hope so. And this is a winner of the Nebula Awards, which is a sci-fi award. And let's read the back a bit. I hope it doesn't spoil anything for me. So let's see. So, The Future History of Mars, Part 1. 1969, Neil Armstrong becomes the first man to set foot on the moon. 2020, John Boone becomes the first man to set foot on Mars. 2027, the first mass landing arrives on Mars. Nice. It's the greatest challenge mankind has ever faced. In 2027, the Ares, the biggest space-worthy craft ever built by man, reaches high orbit around Mars. Inside is a crew who will become the first 100 people to land on the planet's surface. That's already terrifying for me. It's already a horror novel a bit for me. Among them are the Russian team, led by the magnetic Maya Toitovna, I hope I'm saying that right, the radical socialist Arkady Bogdanov with their pragmatic engineer Nadia Chernysevsky, I hope I'm saying that right. And then it's Hiroko Ai, a Japanese biologist, and the Americans led by Boone and the ambitious Frank Chalmers. Okay. Their mission, terraform a frozen wasteland with no atmosphere into a new Eden. They must succeed. The future of human civilization depends on it. Okay. So basically, they have to colonize Mars or we're all gonna die. Okay. Sounds interesting. I really hope it's not too sciencey. I always liked, with The Martian, the one I did read a few years ago, I really liked when it explained like all the trials and tribulations to get the right team in such circumstances, like spending time together with a lot of people who are very smart. I'm pretty sure you need to write or to find the right ingredients for that soup of people to work and make something of them. This sounds really interesting. Again, I want to try this one. We'll see which one I can try first. Let me just move it somewhere else. Next one. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this one. This is Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I have here the trilogy of the four. It's like 4 books in one, or all of them. Let me see. Yeah, 4 books in one. I got this for my husband because he's a huge fan of this book. And he didn't have all of them. He only had the first book. So I got this as a gift. And now I'm going to use the gift. So it has here The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything, and So Long, and Thanks for All the Fish. I'm only going to read the first part because I don't want to spoil myself. And let's see. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. On Thursday lunchtime, the Earth gets unexpectedly demolished to make way to a new hyperspace bypass. Okay? For Arthur Dent, who has only just had his house demolished that morning, this seems already to be more than he can cope with. Sadly, however, the weekend has only just begun, and the galaxy is a very strange and startling place. Okay, so this sounds hilarious, honestly. I'm extremely curious. I've heard only great things about this. My husband, of course, encourages me a lot to read it, so fingers crossed. I might start with this, because this seems more on the humorous side, light a bit, not that serious like colonizing Mars or the world will end. So this one so far is the best candidate to start with in 2024. So far, let's see. The next one, I think this one is the most familiar actually, my apologies. Blade Runner, or Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, filmed as Blade Runner, by Philip K. Dick. Apologies, I know some people are like, oh no, the title of the book is smaller, but the cover is really great. It has that movie poster and it's nice. And I'm not sure if I have to explain what the book is about. It's the 21st century. World War terminus has left the Earth devastated. Through its ruins, bounty hunter Rick Deckard stalked in search of the renegade replicants who are his prey. When he wasn't retiring them with his laser weapon, he dreamed of owning a live animal, the ultimate status symbol in a world bereft of animal life. Huh, I didn't know that. In the movie, that's not something that comes up. Okay, then Rick got his chance, the assignment to kill 6 Nessus 6 targets for a huge reward. But in Deckard's world, things were never that simple, and his assignment quickly turned to a nightmare kaleidoscope of subterfuge and deceit, and the threat of death for the hunter rather than the hunted. Okay, well, I know the movie, I saw it a few times. Seems like the book is gonna be different, and it's quite short. It's the shortest one from all the bunch, so yeah, very excited to read this. So wish me luck. The next one, again, I'm pretty sure you know the movie more. This is Robert A. Heinlein, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers. So this one, I love the movie. I think it's a very nice and bloody comedy. Let's see what this has on the back. And this one is also a Hugo Award winner. Isn't this one? Doesn't say on the book, but I would be surprised if Philip K. Dick doesn't have one. Anyhow, let's see what this one is about. 5,000 years in the future, humanity faces total extermination. Our one defense, highly trained soldiers who scour the metal-strewn blackness of space to hunt down a terrifying enemy, an insect life form they call bugs. So original. This is the story of Trooper Johnny Rico, from his idealistic enlistment in the infantry of the future through his rigorous training to the command of his own platoon. And his destiny is a war that will span the galaxy. Okay, cool. Well, I heard this one is different than the movie. Like, it's more social commentary and commentary on the military and all of that. So we'll see. This one is also short. Not as short as Blade Runner, but we'll see. I'm very, very, very curious as well, because I did like the movie. Not as much as I liked the Blade Runner movie, but The next one, this author I know is also kind of known in the sci-fi circles. It's Neil Stevenson, and this is Snow Crash. Let me just put it over. The cover doesn't really make sense for me, honestly. It looks very odd, but let's see. Oh, it's in Romanian, so it doesn't... Does it say? Oh, so it's with the... So in reality, Hero, the protagonist, he's a pizza delivery, but in the metaverse, he's a warrior prince, okay? And apparently there's a virus that's going around, and an info apocalypse, okay? So this sounds very confusing. I really hope it's not like, oh yeah, Ready Player One, I read that as well. Is that sci-fi? Is it offensive to call it sci-fi? Because as a book, it was quite offensive, in my opinion. Didn't really like that one. But this one, I mean, considering that this author has only good things about him, as far as I found, hackers, huh? I wouldn't choose it necessarily, but I do need to make my reading, how to say, not verbiage, but I should read more different things, you know, because if you just read the same stuff, you're stuck in like a bubble, and even in your way of thinking. So maybe because I'm the most apprehensive about this one because it has hackers, maybe I should start with this one, you know. But again, we'll see. And the last one. This is the Great Dune trilogy by Frank Herbert. I have a very dear friend who keeps bugging me to read this book because he also read it and loved it, and he really hates this new movie that's coming out, or the first part that came. The second one is gonna come out, the second part next year or in 2025, I don't remember. Didn't really like it that much. I think it's pretty, but But I heard great things about it, especially from a lot of my friends that read this book, and especially from this guy. I actually got him Dune in English because he told me that he didn't have it, and I was like, well, you're recommending it to me so much, so how the hell don't you have a copy? So I got him a copy as well. And I kind of know what it's about because I saw the movie, and also I saw that old movie, and the story is pretty famous. I also have a graphic novel of the first part of the movie, yeah. I kind of know what it's about, but I heard that it's very, very good. Like, the political and social aspects are way, way, way more developed and way, way, way more interesting in the book than any version that you see out there. So I'm very curious, and this is the trilogy. This is like something that, from what I understand from the circle of sci-fi enthusiasts, apologies, if you read like the first 3 books, you're good. You don't necessarily have to continue with the rest of the books because they're like 6. I hope I'm saying right. I should have searched this before I started talking, but that's something else. Anyhow, this is one of the most famous sci-fi books ever. I heard it's really good. I heard it's like the Game of Thrones of sci-fi. It's not necessarily fixed on the sci-fi aspect, more on the social, political, even religious things that go on there. So yeah, wish me luck. I really hope, of all the books, I really hope I manage to read this one because I can finally discuss it with my friend who's obsessed with it. So yeah, wish me luck. Most likely I'm gonna start with this one. And that would be kinda it. Let's put them in a pretty way. So how many do we have here? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But since this one is 4 and this one is 3, we have too many. We have about 10 or 11 actually. Oh my goodness. So these are apparently my 11 books that I have to read next year. So wish me luck because they're sci-fi. I'm scared. I hope I'm smart enough to understand what the hell is happening here, and wish me luck. I'll try to make reviews for as many as I finish, and let's hope again that I finish all of them because they deserve it. I've heard good things about all of them, so why not? Tell me then, dear fellow viewers and readers, have you read these? If so, which one did you like? Which one do you think I should not read? That one I'm curious if anyone could tell me that. And if there's any other recommendations that you have for me, sci-fi wise, I'm open. Oh, there is one that I do want to read. I don't have the book yet, but I heard only good stuff about it, and that's Six Shitsin's Liu. I'm not saying that right, am I? The Free Body Problem. I'll put a picture here. I heard that one is great, so should I get it? Should I just read these first and then get that one too? Let me know, please. I'm a newbie when it comes to sci-fi, in case you couldn't tell. So yeah, wish me luck. And again, if you know any good sci-fi, let me know. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a good one. Fingers crossed. Take care and see you next year.